what's going on, you might start to think maybe there is something going on because that's crazy. And they don't have any snow plows. They don't have any salt. I feel really bad for them. I really do. But you just have to feel for them, and it's really sad. And just put our prayers out for them. But have you guys ever lost time before?
Yeah,
Uh,
like
yeah,
you're there, but
definitely.
then you don't remember what you were doing, or you feel like you just totally lost like the last hour or something.
Yeah, for you, or you feel like you're in
Uh,
an altered state of reality.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
know.
I lost a lot of time one time.
Well, it's because you were sleeping.
No, it's because I had y'all in my lab.
I heard. Was that Joe? Oh God! You know what? I know that one time we had a problem. We were on Beacon of Light, and I told you about guys what happened, and I totally thought it was 7:30, and it wasn't. It's only 6:30. It was cracking up.
Don't.
But have you noticed that there's so many movies on time travel? I mean, I have a whole list of them. We going back.
Yeah, there is. Everyone's talking about these time machines. I mean, especially like Back to the Future. That was a big hit. And that was back in the early '90s and
Yeah.
late '80s or something like that.
I mean, come on. There's
Okay.
there's like so many. There's Terminator. There's Back to the
Yeah.
Future. There's the what was that one? Loop. Did you guys ever see Loop?
I think I might have seen it
Nope.
once. Yeah.
And even
It's
Harry
been a while.
Potter had
Uh,
one. Harry Potter had one. There was the Bill. Oh, come on. When you look at my background, you guys don't see it. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Oh, come
Yeah, there
on.
we go.
And they did it, and they said it really sucked. So I don't know if I want to watch that one.
I just watched Terminator yesterday. It was on TV. Imagine if that was real. Like
Terminator? Oh gosh.
like imagine if
You know
time
what?
travel
That's
you're
true.
able to go into the future and it's
That's
all
true.
robots.
That's true.
But then you look at
That
like
would be.
how like technology is evolving and everything currently. It doesn't seem very far fetched because they're starting to make robots that are able to do so much
Yeah,
on their
that's
own
that
and think for
artificial
themselves.
intelligence. Yeah, that's that artificial intelligence they got going on now.
Yeah.
If
Pretty
you get
soon, somebody will be like cleaning our house.
right now, it's a Roomba.
A Roomba.
Yeah,
Oh
there you go,
jeez.
little sweeper thing, little robot sweeper.
Hey, they're cool. They're cool.
That
But
is
no, like seriously,
Oh,
think about
wow.
that for a second. Imagine, because now we're having a show tonight about time travel, and I just saw Terminator yesterday. It's still fresh in my mind. It's just like, just think about it. How like I said, like our technology is getting so far
yeah.
advanced. There's still some in the last 20, 30 years. Imagine 20, 30 years from now, why couldn't robots take over? They're starting to make them
Well,
Like
almost
yeah.
think for themselves.
AI is just like you look at Alexa and Google, and our phones can do so much for us. We're be turning into a lazy bunch of people because they do everything. And then that Roomba, my son has one, and then they have this really cool
Mhm.
cat litter thing that it's super expensive that it cleans your cat litter for you. But I do. I mean, that's the height of. I'm sorry, that's the height of
Get rid of all the
laziness.
clumpies.
No, there's just you know what my favorite time travel is somewhere in time with Christopher Reeves. And what was the woman who starred in it? Oh my God, I can't remember her. Come on, you know who she is. Real pretty English woman. She
Mhm.
had Quinn Medicine Man. What was her name?
I,
Oh,
I,
you know
it's
who?
like right on the tip of my
Yeah, it's
tongue.
on
I
the
just
tip
can't
of
think
my
of it.
tongue too. But there's so many of them, and when we talk about this stuff, and I just want to say, always have an open mind. And when we deal with, like before, we deal with the supernatural and everything, paranormal stuff, it can bring on depression, anxiety, and fear in your life. And we all need someone to talk to. So if this stuff gets a little bit too crazy for you and you want to speak to a professional therapist from the comforts of your home without leaving and going to a crowded office in fear of COVID, you can go online. It's confidential. It's low cost. It's called fittertherapy.com. They're there for you. And there's a link on our Chasing Prophecy website, and you can just click on that. But yeah, I think think time travel is possible, and I don't know about you guys, but I think I want to do that.
I think it.
Where do,
Well, I mean,
where
if
do
you
you
go
want to
back to
go?
like,
Where do you want to go?
I want to go back in time and punch somebody in the face, but I don't think I can do that because I think that's probably I'd probably end up in jail. Probably.
well, Einstein has that theory of relativity that kind of proves that time travel is kind of possible, but we would have to travel at like the speed of light,
Yeah, that's
and then
the what is that called? E
yeah,
equals mc squared.
yeah, something like that.
Do you know what that
It's been a
means?
while. No, it's been a while since I've been in school. I can't remember.
Well, they say that the E equals the energy, okay? M equals the mass. So I'm not really sure what this. The C equals the speed of sound, and you guys know what that means. I actually know what that means because I was really into that when I was in high school. I wanted to time travel. I wanted to do the
Did you?
yeah, protection, but I took a lot of weird science classes, and I do remember there was a video once. It said energy and mass is the same thing. Now, if you guys out there, if you say I'm wrong, please call in, text us, message us on Facebook because I want to know if I'm wrong about this. But I know that if you want to move, like say if you want to move a ball, if you want to move a ball, you have to apply energy to it, okay? So to make it move faster, you need to apply more energy, right? So if a ball becomes heavier as it approaches the speed of light, this is where it comes in. The speed of light, and the ball becomes infinite, and it's heavier. You can't move it. So even though you may hit it harder, it doesn't go any faster. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, it
And
don't.
nothing can be faster than light. So what happens to
that
the energy?
fascinating?
What?
Yeah. That's just fascinating. Like light is the fastest. They said it's 186,282 miles per second.
Yep. And
Like,
it's crazy.
Eh.
But to make it even simply, it can't simply disappear either. The ball, it has to be transformed into mass.
right?
So isn't that cool? And energy becomes mass. So you really can't move mass, but it's so boggles the mind. Doesn't it? Am I
absolutely.
crazy
Yeah.
or what?
Well, what I always thought was
No, you're
interesting
not.
is how like light is so fast, but it cannot escape a black hole. Like a black hole just absorbs it. And light can't even escape. Just thinking about the density of stuff that's out there. It's pretty immense.
Well,
Pretty immense.
Okay, I always have a problem with these two. So, is a black hole the same as a wormhole?
I
I
believe they're
think it
different.
is.
Are they the same
it?
thing?
You're different. Why do you say that, Jason? I think they're different, to be honest with you. I mean, I
Yeah.
think they're the same.
I
They're the
think
same.
they're different. I'd have to study back up on wormholes, but I remember I was reading about that a long time ago. Like black holes literally just suck everything in and condense it and crush it and demolish it. Meanwhile, like wormholes are talking about, they can lead to other dimensions, per se. With like the time travel kind of thing. Like I said, I'd have to go back and restudy up on some wormholes, but I do believe they are different.
I
How about you, Jenny?
I still can't. I still kind
I
of.
think they're the same.
I don't know. I get confused on the two of them. I get confused. Like which, I know black hole is a part. If you guys, anybody out there knows what black hole, the difference between a black hole and a wormhole, if we're on the same track, let us know because I took actually notes. I'm trying to find them because this is really beyond my comprehension about traveling.
You need a secretary.
I do. Well, black hole, okay. Suppose it's okay. So if you go through a black hole, travels to the okay. Was it Sir Isaac Newton? He's the one that believed about the wormhole or the black hole?
So I just looked it up real quick, Jenny. The difference between a wormhole and a black hole. This is what came up. Just a real quick search. The main difference is that no object can theoretically get back out after entering a black hole's event horizon. Now, with a worm, that seems to be what the big difference is between those two. A black hole, you're done for. You're stuck. You're getting sucked in. A wormhole, you're able to back out, put it in reverse, and get out of there before you get swallowed up.
Okay. Do you think if we were talking before the show and Joe said that if you could go back in time, what would you change in American history, maybe?
Oh,
How's
boy.
that?
Oh, wow.
That's a
Wow,
good one.
that's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Jeez.
The Civil War.
The Civil War?
The Civil-
Well, what would
Yeah.
you change? What would you make different?
What I would make different would be that there wouldn't be a war, okay, and that every state got along. You know, there was no slavery. You know, everyone would be happy. You know, and what I see in 1861 through 1864 is what I'm seeing right now. It's just making a turn, like a complete circle now. And you know, back then I did not like that. I think everybody in the universe or in the world should just be one big happy family, and that's how I
Wow.
feel. And I really believe that if I traveled back to the Civil War and tried to stop the war,
Okay, but Sean,
maybe
I
it'd
don't
be
mean
a
to
better
interrupt you,
place.
but the reason for the Civil War is because of slavery, and if they didn't have the war, uh, we would still have slavery unless, and probably
Uh,
Abraham Lincoln would never have been assassinated, but things would be. Could you imagine if? I don't know. I think we needed to have the Civil War.
well, I hope we
Jason,
don't have
what do
one.
you think about that? What do you think to Sean's thing on the Civil War?
I mean, it's so hard to, because you got to try to take into factor, like, what exactly were they all thinking back then, like, if we could sit in on the actual discussions of the leaders and generals and everybody, and see both sides, maybe be that moderator to try and hear both sides and then help, them find like a grounds of peace and, and to stop all the, abolish slavery and like you said, Lincoln might still be here, that's a tough one, like I think the best bet, like if Sean, he was saying if he could go back in time, try to be that moderator somehow with the generals, and strike up some kind of like peace treaty. So it may have never happened, and we don't know where we'd be today if it never happened.
I
That's
agree with that, Jason. I agree with that. Yes.
that's true. I think I would
What
like to have
would you
gone
change?
back. Who, Jason?
No,
What's
Jenny,
it?
you.
Well, I would like to go back and find out about when Kennedy was assassinated, and I'd like to see what would have happened if we could have stopped Oswell. I think that would be pretty cool. Or even 9/11,
Yeah.
if somehow they could have go back in time and that plane that those terrorists took off in. If I could have been maybe someone working at the gate or something, that I could go back and I could, not let them on the plane or do something about that. Because could you imagine if 9/11, all those lives,
Oh
But-
my goodness.
the other lives would be so much different, and the people close to them. But what I think is that, do you know how, like, we all, if I didn't call Sean up last year, we wouldn't have done this radio show. How everybody's life twines, And it just takes one thing for you not to do something, you know what I mean? Or if I didn't take that train ride, or I didn't get on that bus, or I didn't get in a car that day, or when I was in my car accident, if I would have waited like 3 or 4 minutes before leaving my house, I wouldn't have had that bad car accident in 2018. You know, it's just like these little things, like what would have happened?
It's like the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Really,
Exactly.
you know?
But do you need a time machine to time travel?
Oh, wow. That's a good question.
That's a big
Doctor Who.
topic of,
Doctor Who, yeah.
discussion that a lot of people. Yeah, Doctor Who. Yeah.
What?
You know,
You're
all
kind
the
of breaking
fictional
up. What did
movies,
you say?
like in all the fictional movies, there's always some kind of machine or something that's able to take you elsewhere. You know, what if we somehow were able to just make it happen just out of your personal being? You know what I mean? Like, what if you're just able to think about it and then, you know, somehow get the energy to just poof, you know?
Isn't there something like that? Like, can't you do that? Like, isn't that the same as astral projection, or is that not the same?
I don't think that's the
It's
same.
not the same.
No, astral projection
No,
is where
it
like
isn't.
you're like leaving your body, and you're out and about, and you got this silver cord, you know, that's attached to you, so you can always find your way back to yourself.
But couldn't you
know.
use that same technique to time travel in different dimensions?
I don't think so.
That
I
I
don't
do
think
not
so.
know.
So why do you? So you're telling, let's say, so when Einstein said that about the what was that called?
E equals MC squared.
MC
Yeah.
square, MC square.
You have to travel faster than the speed of light to time travel. Like satellites and airplanes, they travel on a different like speed than Earth.
Right.
So that's how you would have to get into an actual. So these, like, I don't know if you ever watched Quantum Leap or the Travelers
Yeah,
on
I did.
Netflix. That they actually now how they travel is they go and somebody has to die and they go into their bodies and they take it's like really strange. But there is a time. I don't know if there's a time machine
wow.
involved in that, but you'd have to be so like was it Tesla? Who's the one that real smart guy? He invented the
Elon, or no? You're talking about the old Tesla.
Tesla.
yeah, the
Tesla.
old one from
Yeah.
that did they actually have to have no okay. Since we're on this topic, what's the difference? Well, let me wait just 1 second. I just got to read this. I want to shout out to our sponsor tonight. I'm just going to shove this in there because I think it's a wonderful book, and I think it's going to help people who are into the spiritual, like supernatural stuff. And this weather is so bad. But I just want to shout out to this. Scientists agree that the human mind doesn't fully form until you're 25 years old. It begs the question, what would happen if you were to die young? This is the kind of cool book that actually intertwines with this subject we're on. And where do you go? Where did they go? Walker Callahan went to sleep in her own bed last night. She woke up somewhere in the middle of an adventure of afterlife. No rules, no fears, no limits. Why? You can't die twice. Ascenders, ASCENDERS, a high school for recently departed, has been called epic and the best paranormal book series ever. Original and put down, able. You can't put it down, and you want to read every one of them one after the other because it's a series. And it's available on Amazon. So I just want to shout out to that, since this kind of actually is in the same topic as what we're talking about. And just let you know, also, this is on Audible. So just remember, you can get the link on our Chasing Prophecy website. Click the link and you can try out the book on Audible, or you can go to Amazon.com. I just want to shout out there. Okay, back to business with the time travel. Yeah, I want to know, how do you think this do you think this intertwines with, I know probably not, but I'm not sure if you guys did your research on the Looking Glass project. Do you know what that is?
I read a little bit of it. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I got confused when I was reading it. It was just too much for me to comprehend. So I'm just bringing it forward and straightly honest. I didn't know what I was reading.
Okay, well, I can give you a little. Our friends Kellyanne, who was on the show, was that a few months ago? She kind of gave me some insight to what that was. So, so the looking glass. Okay, it's not time traveling. Okay, it's sort of like it's a viewer. It's like you're a viewer. You're looking, watching TV, like a TV
Okay.
show. They can see the past. These people that go through the looking glass, they can see the past and the future. It's called Project Pegasus. I think I'm spelling that or saying that wrong. Pegasus. It was a teleportation. They teleported, I guess, and they were combining two problems for time travel. So I guess it is like sort of a time travel contraption, using the combo, those with Telsas. Okay, this is who I meant. Telsa, TESLAS, boom towers. Do you guys know that, guys? You're going to have to do some research on that, Jason. TESLAS. They could triangulate places, day, and exact times to pinpoint their time travel. So I guess it is sort of time traveling. The Catholic Church supposedly used it. They used their Looking Glass program to show Congress the birth of Christ. I don't know. I'll have to get your thoughts on that. Then, well, just wait. Let me finish. So then they got disgusted and wanted to watch what happened at Sodom and Gomorrah. They classified it, reinforced those that believed in evil, in power, because they saw there was Jesus and the resurrection and the power of God at Sodom and Gomorrah. That's just kind of blows my mind, guys. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
And then it says Thomas Edison looked a lot at Tesla's work, and some of the scientists that worked with him went straight to DARPA, who was a very, very involved in what was happening now. So they think that they can go back into the past and see and be involved in this. I don't know how that works. So you guys, what do you think? Jason?
Like a crystal ball. Huh? let me summon back into the past and see what's going on.
So it's sort of like it's sort of like a crystal ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm interpreting it as. Because to me it kind of seems that like that's what we're talking about. Basically, is for the common person, it would just be like looking into a crystal ball, so you can see what happened in the past, but you can also see what's going to happen in the future, and you can make your moves in the present. But that'll affect whatever the future beholds for sure.
Sean?
Well, here's a question for the both of you.
Okay.
Here's a question for the both of you. Would you want to know what's going to happen in the future? I don't.
I've thought about that before. Most of the time, I don't want to know because, cases. Obviously, I mean, we're all going to end up dead and stuff someday, but I don't want to know when or where. Like more of a surprise, Grim Reaper's here. But then there's another part of me that would like to know, because if there's an adjustment I can make now, whether it be like my lifestyle or health wise, or just staying home that one day you decide to call off work, but you decide to go in anyways. You know what I mean? Like being able to prevent that, but then also on the contrary of that, if you change the future, you got the butterfly effect. So what's going to happen? It could be 10 times worse, depending on what it beholds.
Yeah, but I think it would be nice to know, like, I mean, there's a lot of these time travelers that actually said they went back and they saw that, they were so convinced that Donald Trump won the election, and they were so devastated because he didn't win the election, because they believed that they traveled back in time. And it's kind of, you wonder about, their state of mind at the time where they thought they were traveling. I mean, I do believe the people that I believe that they time traveled. And you just go off into another whole different topic, so we're not going to go
Now,
there.
do we think that like a lot of people that time traveling, could that be in like a dream state? Because like in the past we talked, with several guests that dealing with aliens and stuff, and they were always found themselves in like a dream state when everything was getting crazy and chaotic and all the abductions. So does that fall in the same realm for the time travelers? Did they wake up and then like, think they were hundreds of years back or 3 months back or whatever, but it was actually in a dream state, but it was so realistic that it's hard to differentiate. That's my question.
Well, the people that lost time, you mean that the conversation we had, we were on Joe's show, how he lost, like, how long did he say he lost? Our producer lost
11 days.
11 days.
11 days. Now,
Yeah,
11
days.
did he travel forward in time maybe, or did he go back in time, or did he just stay in a constant time, like a vortex?
Yeah, that's a hard one to, he would probably, be able to fill in more on that, from what we were talking.
And what is a vortex?
That's a good question.
About, but
Jason?
Like Jason, what is a vortex, you guys?
Oh, geez.
It's like sort of like a wormhole, but not.
Yeah, that is it. Let me see.
A paradox. I know a paradox is an effect where lights position.
It's like a paradox. It's something that like almost like a whirl or the center of something that like kind of draws the outside into it. You know what I mean? Almost kind of like a black hole, sort of. Like you get sucked into the vortex. So if there's a vortex, that could lead to time travel. You could be here 1 minute. If you're able to go through the vortex, you might pop out in another dimension. or somewhere else at a different period of time. Kind of like
just like the
Back to
Bel Air
the Future.
house.
Yeah. Oh,
Sort of like Back to the Future.
Yeah, if you think about it, their vortex was they had to go 88 miles an hour in a DeLorean and set the date and time they wanted to go to. So it's kind of relative in a sense. It's just different. I feel like it the way it's presented is just different. You know what I mean? Like obviously that's fiction, but it gives you the basic idea of what a vortex could be. It's just something that absorbs you in, and you don't know.
I'm losing you. Where are you going? You're going into the abyss.
This part.
You what?
He's going into the vortex.
Yeah, we're kind of losing you, Jason. You're going
what do you think
far
about that,
away. I don't know. I've kind of lost you there for a second.
Can you hear me? Am I back?
You were just in a different time.
I just lost 2 minutes.
Well, a lot of people who were abducted actually believe that they lost time. So where did the time go when they disappeared? Now is that time? That's like I said. Was Joe time traveling? And were these people who? So I think it's connected.
Yeah, because remember with like Joe's situation, he said that nobody saw him come in, nobody saw them leave. It was him and his family. His car never moved. He said that they didn't spend any money. So where were you for 11 days? You know what I mean? Like because you have to eat, to survive. But if nobody saw you come in or come out of your hotel, where did he actually go? That's the mystery. Exactly. Where did he travel to?
So these people who lose time they said they were abducted and they lost time, but we hear a monster back there. I don't know who that is, but somebody just got abducted from it.
Somebody's coming back right now as we speak.
Is there a caller maybe waiting? Is Josh calling in? Maybe, who knows?
Callers, where you at? Hit us up. 504-273-7379.
There you go there. But what about portals? Are they the same Because could you like? As I don't know if you watch Outlander. It's about a woman in I think it's Ireland or Scotland that she touched a tree and it was like a portal to a different time. So do you think there's portals around the universe and that you could actually teleport to a different time?
I mean, I don't see why it couldn't be. You think about it. There's portals here in this dimension that spirits are able to channel through. So why couldn't there be a portal on another dimension that may lead to time travel? For us, or what if? Here's a good question. What if when we pass, our spirits are able to use portals to find the other portals on other dimensions to go back in time and do some other stuff? Maybe live, reincarnation kind of thing.
Yeah, that would be a cool book that you could reincarnate, go time travel to a different life. That would be really good.
Yeah.
When we're talking about
Hey,
different
that's a good
lives,
topic for the next show.
exactly. So we're talking about reincarnation and spirits. But if you long to reconnect with a loved one or spirit, are you in need of a special guidance about a career choice, relationship issue, or your unique life path? You can trust professional medium, psychic author Kara Obley from Soul Vision. She can deliver compelling, evident messages from your spirit loved ones and provide insight about your concerns. With 25 years of experience, years of training, and 11,000 readings logged in, Carol provides expert, compassionate private readings by phone or by Skype, and you can visit her at www.soulvisions.net to schedule your session today. Yeah, I think I do believe that maybe reincarnation is linked somehow to time travel. It could be. I would like to go back in time. But what about lucid dreaming? Isn't that a sort of like you could time travel through lucid dreaming? You know how you lucid dream and you go and you actually create your own dream? Why couldn't you use that technique to time travel?
Oh, that's a good one. It's I think
That's
with
a good one there.
with the lucid dreaming you're talking about, that leads to something what I feel a lot of people would relate to as deja vu. Like you feel like you've been somewhere, you know exactly what you're doing, but you're like, I've done this exact same thing, but you can't pinpoint it. What that might be connected with something like that if you think about it.
I don't know about that
Yeah.
one. I don't know. Lucid dreaming, I don't know if you could, no, maybe. Deja vu. I always thought that meant that you actually lived at a different time, like you've already been here before.
So what I'm saying is what she's saying that
Hello,
lucid
caller, are
dreaming-
you
Something
there?
that you're like,
Hello, caller, you want to come on in and introduce yourself?
No, it isn't.
No?
Time travel, lucid dreaming is you coming out of your outer body.
Okay, who is this
Thank you.
speaking? What's your first name?
But you can project your body somewhere else.
Okay.
That's not.
Okay, we're having a little technical. You want to close all your apps besides leave your Skype open?
All my apps are closed.
Okay. We have someone else on the line there. I can hear it. You wanted to explain to us what time travel is? They must have hung up. They were there and they left. Okay.
yeah, it sounded like there was a couple.
Yeah.
Maybe they traveled in time. in our show.
Yeah. If you're calling in, just don't say anything. Just put your name in chat or your area code in chat, and we can bring you in.
Yes, please.
Yeah, just go into the chat. Do you guys see the chat open, guys? I don't see it.
Let's see.
Is there anybody in there?
It says there's 6, so I don't know.
Well, is there an area code? I don't even see the chat.
Yeah, I see an 843-599.
Okay, you want to come say their area code and tell them to come on in.
843, come on in.
See, I don't even see where. How do you get the chat up? I don't even see it.
Yeah, you gotta hit the button, and I think it's the top left.
I don't. Yeah, I don't see that. That's weird. I don't see the chat open. So okay, how about the next caller? You see the next one?
I don't see it.
Is there one? Is there an
All
area?
right.
Maybe they were time
I
traveling.
think we're stuck in a vortex right now. Like we're in this vortex
That's what I'm thinking.
of electronical failure.
Maybe.
That's possible.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
I don't
I
even
think
see. I don't see anybody in the chat. I guess I just don't know what I'm doing here with this. I'm not really good with this, but okay.
yeah.
Well, anyways, let's get on back to this. Okay. Well, if there is somebody who wants to talk about time travel, please post it in the chat, and Jason will call you in. We're going to move on to some other topics before we have to leave for today. You guys had an investigation. Do you want to tell us if it was a successful one?
Well, I tell you what, Jenny, I gotta tell you this one. So I hate to go back to it, but I've been reviewing a lot more evidence from the Belair house.
Okay.
And holy smokes, that was the first investigation that I have ever caught so much like paranormal on it. It's unreal. Like I'm going through all my photos. I even got this one picture, which I'll have to send you. It almost looks like an angel.
Oh, you're gonna
Like
have to.
standing.
You're gonna have to gather all your information and post it so we can see it, so we can talk about it when Kristen comes on the show.
Yeah, I will definitely have it up by then, so she can see it and then we can all discuss that. But, just going through my photos and stuff like normal, and it's just, I caught such an immense amount of activity at that place. It was unreal, and, we have some investigations coming up. We're going to try and get to this chiropractor's office.
Today.
Yeah, we had one cancel. We have the chiropractor's office locally that there's one particular room in his whole building there that just has real bad energy to it. And there was a kid to come in one time, with his mom. He was young, and she said that he's able to, sense negative energy and such. Mm-hmm. So he's like, okay, let me take you on a tour. And, the fact that this little kid would not go in that room and specifically said there's something evil in there. And, he's talking about death mother. So we're definitely going to be going there, and then Gettysburg. We got a whole bunch.
Yeah, the chiropractor's off. How old is the building?
I'm going to say it's the earlier 1900s initially, the land it's on, and it's actually built out of old reclaimed blocks and rocks that were part of, I forget the guy that owned the whole land over there. I forget his name. But he built the whole area. Then when he died, apparently his spirit's just been like lingering around the area. And the chiropractor believes that the spirit of maybe that guy or somebody is attached to, maybe because his building being built out of the same blocks that this guy used for other buildings in his personal. So that's going to be a pretty cool one, so we're going to set that up. We're going to head to Gettysburg. I've never been there before. I'm pretty excited. That new camera that I got that I was telling you about, the full spectrum modified Lumix, has already started proving itself to be worth every penny. Absolutely.
It is awesome.
Like being able to shoot pictures in the pitch black, seeing what we can't see with our eyes. It's just a whole new window of opportunities, and I'm really impressed.
That's amazing.
I'd like to say something real quick here. Okay, here's the deal. I experienced where people have, when people start seeing ghosts, in their house. And they got people who say they're crazy. And to me, I don't like that at all. Okay. Ran into a situation, and it just really, really got me angry. You know, they're not living in the house, okay? The other person is, but you know, they claim they have this type of disease or they have that type. That's a bunch of horse crap. If somebody sees a ghost, more than likely they do see a ghost. They're not crazy. I wish people would have open minds toward their loved ones that accept the fact that there could be something going on instead of calling them names. So with mental health issues, it really, really is a hard thing to deal with. I could never, ever, ever tell somebody that they do not see a ghost and that they had a disease. I could not do that.
Okay, yeah, well, we're going to have to close shop up pretty soon. Just remember, if someone does die in your house, open the window so that soul can go out, so you don't leave anybody in. That's true. But we have to a couple more minutes. We're out of here. So we have next week we have Kristen from the Blair House coming back on. I'm going to try to see if we can talk about. She has a Dracula tour. I'm going to try to get her to talk about Dracula because I'm very fond of this. So very fond of him.
I want to suck your blood.
I want to suck your blood. And just remember, please have an open mind when we discuss these things because it's really important. It's always just. And if you're ever going to dabble into that stuff, make sure you always say a prayer. So, but just remember to check out Cindy Gabber's book, Ascenders, on Amazon. Make sure you check that out because it's a good read, and especially with this bad weather. Say our prayers for the Texans out there. And if you guys have any ghost investigations that you would like or have Sean and Jason come and check out your ghostly haunting, give them a buzz on Messenger on Pittsburgh Paranormal Society's Facebook page. You can check them out on chasingprophecy.com. And if you want to check out another book, is Myron, I keep saying his name, Myron Edwards' book on the Island of Love, and check that out. It's a good read. And you can get all these books on Amazon. So we have a couple seconds left. And make sure you please check out my author page. Check out my book before it becomes a movie. I'm busy writing again. So hopefully I'll have some books out there for you guys to read. And check out our YouTube channel. We need some subscribers, guys. So make sure you share it. It's chasingprophecyradio.com. Make sure you subscribe to our Instagram. And subscribe and like Pittsburgh Paranormal Society Facebook page. We're counting down for the seconds, guys, because we don't want to get yelled at because we take up all the airtime. So good night.
We also have an Instagram too.
Oh yes, Pittsburgh Paranormal Society Instagram page. Make sure you like it, follow them, guys. And if you like any topics, make sure you get back to us on that. We would love to help you out. Anything you want to hear about, any ghostly topic. We're going to still have a show on the haunting in Connecticut. I'm trying to get the person who owns the house to come on the show. So I'm still trying. So guys, keep looking. And thank you for checking us out and listening to us on chasingprophecyradio.com. Good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Chasing Prophecy. You have a great night.